don't know what's going on now, but it's after midnight. And you can hear the whole block. It's nuts. My Twinkie lights. Where the baby? You got a baby out after midnight? This is what we get every weekend. And I say, where's the cops? Who's slowing this down? Who's stopping us? Like I said, they stopped cruising night on High Street for the same reasons that they're allowing this to go on. Fist fights. They park out here like, this is the boardwalk down Atlantic City or South Street in Philly. There you go, see? And my question is, where's the police slowing this down, stopping it? They won't let cruising back on High Street for the noise, the kids hanging out, but they're letting this go on and on and on and on and on and worse. This is the drug section of the area. You got, like I said, an Aki store that's open all night, I think, or late at least there. You got a head shop here. You got a rehab there. It is a setup for a catastrophe, and you can see all these kids hanging out. Now, granted, it is Saturday night, but with the traffic alone, can you hear the noise? And then you got these young kids and middle-aged people fist fighting all the time in the street. This is like the third video I've gotten from people just fighting on this block. And it ain't even summertime yet. Summer hasn't even hit. You can still hear them hollering. My question is why? If the cops know this is going on, where are they? They should be sitting here in full force, you know what I mean? Or have their presence known right here. And if they don't know what's going on, they should all be fired. This is ridiculous. They should be ashamed either way. But here we sit. And there's people everywhere. Now, granted, I mean, this is going on in different areas. York Street's all drugs now. I get it. The motel down there is all drugs. But they know this. That motel's been a drug haven for, I can't remember when it wasn't. With that said, don't you think they ought to be doing something about it? Nah. They got their Narcan and therapeutic advice, pamphlets. I'm sorry to say it like that, but come on, man. This is ridiculous every weekend. And when it ain't outside the building, it's inside the building. I can still hear them hollering down there. And this is a quiet one tonight. Usually it's much louder with 50 more people involved screaming at the top of their lungs. And you can hear it now. It's starting to come from that direction. And usually it's up this way in front of the Aki store. They might have called the cops so many times. They're taking it down the street now toward the Chinese store and Betty's Laundromat. And you got numerous people coming and going. I don't know if they're buying drugs. I don't know if there's something open here where they're picking up food. I know the Chinese store closes at 10, I think, 11 at the latest. So you do the math. It's what? After 12? Let me see what time it is here without shutting my... Yeah, it's only 11:30. I'm sorry. I thought it was after 12. Either way, noise curfew is 10 o'clock at night in any town, right? Any town across America, 10 o'clock. They usually fine you for that kind of ruckus, right? Nah, not here. We're allowed to self-govern and do what we want, smoke pot right in the street, walking up and down with blunts, and, like it's legal. Smoking people the hell out. The ones with asthma and breathing problems, they don't care about our rights, they just care about theirs. And even if I could breathe, I wouldn't smoke weed. I mean, it's just not my thing. I was always a laboratory chemical guy, not a homegrown type person. If you can read between those lines. When I did do drugs, and I don't do them anymore. I haven't did them in 20 years, so it's just to me. I'd rather be able to think, have money in my pocket, and my TV still sitting where it was, and I didn't have to sell it for crack or drugs or to pay off the dealer, or you get what I'm saying, right? To get a 10-minute high, and then you got to go steal or sell something. No, thanks. Well, that's finally over with. And then there's the consequences, the liver, the heart, the high blood pressure, the hangover. No, thank you. It all comes with maturing, I guess, maturity level. As you mature and get older, you're supposed to get wiser, right? Look at the traffic. I mean, look, I bet she's going to do a U-turn. There's the U-turn, illegal U-turn. Because why not? We're self-governing. We're allowed to do whatever we want. And this is why the police presence needs to be on this block, especially at night. After 10:30 at night, this is what goes on. Now, granted, I was about to say the cops can't be everywhere. I get that. Drugs are everywhere now. It's not just Washington Street. Since the 70s, that was a drug corridor, and a little bit down Beach. Now it's down Walnut, Chestnut, Beach, Washington, York Street. It's everywhere. I get that. But to let this go on in one area to go survey another or canvass another is ridiculous. One cop sitting here for, an hour would do wonders, I guarantee it. Just making his presence known. These nitwits would scatter off this corner. Now this is what it's supposed to sound like. You see that? The loudest thing on the street was a motorcycle going by, and he's gone. He didn't sit here and create a ruckus. Well, he just did down there, but not to offend all those loud pipe saves life people, but you know what I mean. See how quiet it is now? This is what it's supposed to sound like. All right, I guess that's it. Until they come back 10, 20 minutes from now, because this isn't the first one tonight. This is just the loudest one. They've been back like 3 times already, arguing, fighting. All right. They were standing over here in the alleyway. Where's my finger? Right here earlier. And then they argued all the way back to there, and then they came back here, and then they went back there, and then they went down that way. Now they're over here. So, yeah, here we are.